Hello, Massatax here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a battle. Since the next patch, the Japanese tank destroyers, the Tech Tree ones, will be released. So I'm going to show you a replay from the Japanese Tier 8 premium tank destroyer. It is the Kari. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy what you see, please don't forget to subscribe. So before we get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I've currently got on this tank. My crew on this tank isn't the greatest, they're all just onto the second skill. This is the third crew I've been training on this tank for the new Tech Tree tanks. The equipment I'm using in the special firepower slot is vents. Then in the special survivability slot I've got hardening and a gun rammer. On field modifications I have maxed this out so I get a permanent bonus of -3% to dispersion during hull traverse. Haven't fiddled with any other modifications. So now let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Overlord. It's a standard battle and I've got the 4-5-6 matchmaking and I'm top tier today. So this tank, I do have two setups, two totally different setups on it with equipment, and one's to play like a heavy and the other one is to camp in the bushes, sit at the back sniping, because I find this tank's really versatile at doing both, especially if you get an MM like I have getting today. I can play this like a pure heavy because the armour is quite good. So I'm cresting this ridge, not the best place to play for us since I don't have a turret. It's much easier if you've got a turret, but I'm quite confident in my armour that I should be okay. So I missed that shot a little bit too late, so just pulling back like I would in a heavy. So I'll tell you about the armour you do get on this tank, and it is a fixed turret. So your hull armour on paper says 220mm on the front, 50 on the side, 50 on the rear, but I had a closer look and your top plate about 200 and your lower plate is rubbish at about 90. But then on the top of the hull, your gun mantlet has actually got 300mm of armour, and that's what it says you've got in turret armour, but it is just your gun mantlet. But at the sides of the gun mantlet, it's not totally flat, it is slightly angled, and when you have a look, it says you've roughly got 230mm of armour on that. So if you play sort of hull down, or just hide your lower plate, especially with matchmaking like this, you should do quite decent. So back to the battle, and I just pushed in, got a shot into that Tiger P, wanted to get him out of the way, but there is a BZ58 up here that I'd like to put a little bit of pressure on him. So I'm going to try and crest and play this area again. As I say, it's not totally ideal, but there's the side of his turret, and you do get nice big shots with this tank destroyer. So I'll tell you about the gun you do get on this tank, and it's 127mm. It has 252mm of penetration, which is excellent for standard ammo, and 500 alpha damage. With my crew and equipment, I've got a reload time of 10.93 seconds, which gives us a DPM of 2744. Then I've got an aim time of 1.83 seconds and a dispersion of 0.31. So the gun handling is really good, and you get 7 degrees of gun depression also with this tank. So I saw my opportunity there to push in for the BZ58, got a nice shot into him, and then he tried to escape, so I just pushed behind him after I'd rammed him and finished him off. So now I'm going to play it really aggressive because he was one tank that I was a little bit concerned about. WZ120, the Tier 8 tank destroyer, nice shot into him. Now I'm pushing towards the cliff to hide myself from that shot, and he did fluff the shot. So now aiming in, I should beat him on the reload, and I did. So that's him taken out, pushing in again. There's a Scorpion G, can't quite get the shot, but there's the artillery, and that's the end of his game. So another key reason why you can play this tank like a heavy is its mobility, and the mobility is quite decent for a tank destroyer. You get a forward top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, and then in reverse you get 18 kilometers an hour. And that was another reason why I chose to play that ridgeline, because I knew I'd be able to get back in cover quite quick. So I finished the Scorpion G, and now I'm on to 4 kills. So now I'm just pushing up, see if the artillery, I was thinking the artillery might be here, but it's not. So I'm going to push and hopefully be behind the Centurion 1 Panther M10 and hopefully get some more shots into them. So there's only one more thing I can tell you about this tank, and that's its view range, and that is the downside to it. Unless you're using the equipment like my second loadout, which I've got binoculars, but without the binoculars and I haven't got any crew skills boosting it, I've only got a view range of 397 meters. So I found the Panther M10 trying to push up, so I got a big shot into him and tried to ram him and failed, but I am bouncing the shots from him, just ignoring him, and managed to get a nice big shot into the Centurion. Now I've pulled back and one of my teammates has taken him out. Thanks for the help. Now my teammates are pushing up onto the Centurion, so I'm going to push for this Basotto and the artillery because they do hurt. And what happened is the shot from the Basotto damaged my ammo rack, so I've used my repair kit and now my ammo rack's fully functional again. I did have to wait for the stun because I have got my first aid kit on a cooldown. So now I'm just pushing straight in where I think the Basotto is or was, and he still is there, and there's a big 501 and he's been taken out. So only the artillery left, and I'm just going to keep on pushing. If I can't get a shot into him, hopefully I'll get the assistance because everybody's pushing in into the location he's most likely going to be, and I've managed to spot him. Can I get the shot in? He's just over the ridge. He tried to shoot us but it missed. There's the assistance and he's been taken out. Let's have a quick look at the stats. It was a master, his tank reward, that's down to me 4,512 damage with 1,501 assist and 4 kills, and I got the high caliber for me damage. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1,518. Top for damage, I made 284,000 credits, that's due to a personal mission payout and a personal reserve bonus, plus 7,059 XP, that's due to playing a premium vehicle, personal reserve bonus, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×2. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you enjoyed it and found the information useful. I think the patch with the Tech Tree tanks is released on Wednesday. Please don't forget to leave likes and comments for this video, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom left hand corner. Cheers.